I'm here at Apparition Hill. We are now having an espresso together. This man is the best in town. Veggie Joseph coffee shop next to Apparition Hill. And I'm with, what's your name?
Walter Pereira.
Walter, where are you from?
I am from Mangalore, a place called Udupi.
Oh, yeah.
My hometown very close to Udupi called Udyavara.
Yeah.
Udyavara has a Saint Francis Church, and there is quite a large community of Catholics there, in among other religions. We coexist very well.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And you are the first time here in Medjugorje now?
Yes, we came for the first time. Yeah.
And how is the experience so far?
It's very nice, very calm and quiet, and we liked everything about it. It's church, and behind the church seating, and that risen Christ, is it? That statue.
Yeah.
And we saw the water trickling from the muscle of the leg of that statue. And I also went up on the Cross Mountain, which is much tougher than this. That is, I think, around 200 meters high from the starting point.
Like a view on Apparition Hill, and this is like triple or fourth the size, no?
This is about 81 meters high, because I checked on my watch.
Oh, now we have
I started. Yeah, so it is about 82 or 81 meters high. Yeah.
And Cross Mountain you have?
Cross Mountain is about, as far as I know, 300 meters high. Yeah.
How is the experience if you can compare now? You come down the second time, Apparition Hill, if you compare it to Cross Mountain.
This is much easier to climb. I mean, one has to be careful whilst climbing, either this one or that one. Walking stick is very helpful, and there is a pad that is available in the shops here.
Yeah.
This is easy to sit down or kneel down whenever you want to pray. It's very useful.
Yeah, I got one too in my bag.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and you got the head when the sun is shining.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. And you regularly go confession. That's very important in that.
Quite frankly, I have not been confessing for a very long time. Then in Medjugorje, I felt like going for confession. Probably after about 30 years, I went for confession.
Wow, really? Yeah. How was the experience?
I felt good. I mean, priest was good. I mean, like, okay, it was not like from our childhood days where priest would kind of, bollock you or, say things. Here it was quite understanding, and it was a good experience. It was calm and quiet and nice, good experience. And he said, okay, at least once in a month you should confess, and it's things like that.
Wonderful. And you felt liberated, free?
Yeah, I mean, at least those things which was inside and I had not confessed, and you always feel that, okay, it is one of the things that you do in your religion. And if you have not done it, it kind of pricks you. So now at least, I am comfortable that I have, confessed. And now I have to just keep praying that I don't, fall into such sins again. Yeah.
The same. Yeah. All a work in process, aren't we?
Yeah.
And what would you tell people? Why come to Medjugorje one time?
I would recommend people to come to Medjugorje. It's nowadays it is much easier to reach here. And anybody who comes, they should spend at least 3 or 4 days here, because there is that much to do. In one day you cannot do both the hills, and there are lots of other places to see. There is a blue cross here, and there is one place where people who who were addicted and things like that. I can't pronounce that. This one. And there was they were saying how they got in there, and what life is all about there, and why they are in there, and things like that.
Inspiring for you to listen to that.
Yeah, it was quite nice. Yeah.
You also went to the castle?
Yes, we went to Nancy and Patrick's castle. and we met both of them.
Yeah.
They were very, very nice, very, very hospitable. They had time, it looked like they had time for everybody who approached them.
Yeah.
That was very nice. Yeah.
You know, that's a bit Medjugorje. You slow down, the life is getting
Yeah.
slower and slower, and
Yeah.
step by step, like the mountains. No, it's a meditation going up. You can't rush up the mountain. You're going
Exactly.
experience.
Yeah, very good. I went with, 2 rosaries I said on the way. While coming back, of course, I walked down without this one. But it is quite calming experience. You do it at your pace and you are okay. Yeah, nobody rushes you.
And I see you pray the rosary. Why do you pray the rosary?
Well, I don't know. I have been praying rosary for maybe about, childhood we all had to do it, but for the last maybe 20, 30 years, I have been praying with rosary. And for the last, I think, 20 years, I have been kind of walking 10 kilometers early in the morning. At that time, my companion is only rosary. There is no music, no nothing. And that time, 4 to 6 o'clock, is a time where nobody demands your time. Nobody demands your attention at that time. So I keep saying rosaries. I think every day, 3 or 4 at that time, 3 mostly, rosaries I finish at that walking time of 2 hours. Yeah.
And what is the effect of that?
It satisfies me. I don't know. I can't express this one. It satisfies me that okay, I prayed to God. It satisfies me. Okay, I pray to God. Okay, let the day go well. Let there be no harm done through me to anyone during the day, because I handle insurance claims and things like that. So you never know that you can't actually look at a person and see whether he is honest or dishonest. He is submitting honest claim or dishonest claim. So I always pray that a right person who has submitted right claim doesn't get hurt by my actions. Yeah.
And you feel like that your prayers are heard?
I do believe, because my story, if you, maybe too long. My story.
I want to hear it. Tell it.
My story is a bit, like it is with God always. Yeah. When I was 4 years old, my father died, and I have one elder sister who was 6 years when my father died. Me, 4 years, my brother 2 years, and my last sister was not even born. And my mother couldn't live in father's house because it was a joint family. He couldn't live for a long time. About a year she lived there, but life was not good for her. So she had to leave that place and come to her mother's house. So where my mother had also, her mother had died, and someone, like those days, girls did not inherit, boys inherited. So she came to a rented house, and we went into rented house without land and without anything. So there was a little bit of family support, and my mother then, bought 2 cows and milked, and, that's the way she raised us up. So we knew what was difficulty from childhood. And we were staying in a church school compound, which was paying rent. And St. Francis Xavier church was about 400 meters away. So we used to go every day for church and things like that. So from that situation, God has put us, okay, we got education in India. Education is not that expensive. If you want to do it, even if you are not very brilliant person, you can do it. You can do your graduation if you want. So which I did. My sister got a job in Syndicate Bank there, and for me, I had to go to Bombay, and I got a job in an insurance company. I worked there for 3 years and then came to the Gulf. And there, in the Gulf, you earn a little more money than you earn in India. So then my other brother and sisters and all that.
Gulf states.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oman. I went to Oman in 1977 6.
Yes.
I started my work in 73 in Bombay. 76 I left and I went to Oman, and I'm still there in Oman. Working for insurance that time. Now I have a small business of my own. I do loss adjusting. I have about a dozen people who are working with me to do our work. So from where I was and where God has taken me, I have been able to provide a dozen jobs, and that is something that is God's blessing, I say. It is nothing that I have been able to, but God used me to do that, Yeah,
so beautiful what you say. And you see the hand of God in your life, in the business?
Always. Actually, I have a kind of argumentative relationship with God.
It's good. That's what you want. Honest talk.
Yeah. Always argumentative. I say, why this is happening? This should not happen. You are supposed to take care of these larger things. Smaller things we are supposed to, but larger things like you have wars here. I mean, it is unnecessary killing, unnecessary burning of wealth, which could be used to bring up, poorer people and give them good life. But what are we doing? We are burning it. And nobody seems to have control. This is what it is. It is not within our control. God has to control it. Yeah, so that's my argumentative relationship. Like pandemic. Who suffered most? Most poor people suffered most. Okay. Death probably, I don't consider death as anything bad. It is okay. You are going back to your maker. So death is fine. But then how much people suffered? So this is what is in God's control. I feel God has to take care.
And you talk to him.
Yeah.
Me too. And he loves honest talk, no?
Yeah. I suppose this is better than I feel that kneeling down and praying. I mean, that is one portion of it. Talking to God and having a discussion is also, is very, you feel good about it. I feel good about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
You get answers too, no?
Yeah.
In the heart, through people, someone talks something to you.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And at your age, what would you tell if you would be 18 again, out of your experiences now, what would you tell your younger self now?
Well, quite frankly, when you are 18, you don't listen to anyone anyway. It is only by experience you learn and you correct yourself. Those are the things, the things wrong things when you do, from inside you are doing wrong thing, but you still do it because perhaps that is the age that you do. And earlier you realize that is not the way and do the right thing now is better. This is what, because if you tell them no, you don't do it, they are not going to listen to you. Yeah.
Beautiful. You're married?
Yes, I am married. I have a daughter. My wife is there, but she can't climb. She is a bit too heavy set. We both are almost 70 years old. On 26th April, I'll be 70.
And when you
married? We got married in 1979.
Oh, quite a long time.
Yeah.
And what is the secret now of a good marriage, a healthy marriage? What would you say?
Well, marriage is not an easy. I mean, when anyone enters into marriage, they all have that beautiful dream. Life is going to be a bed of roses from now on. It is exactly opposite of that. One has to know how to handle the situation. And it is not easy to be married and living with one person, or marriage is not easy institution. That's what we think when we enter into it. But very quickly you come to know it is not that. It is understanding each other or adjusting with, rather than understanding. Perhaps you cannot understand each other that well, but adjusting with our inadequacies and continuing is the right thing to do. And in the longer run, I mean, initially you do feel pain of marriage, but when you become 60 and all, then you realize that this companion is required around. And you feel the value of marriage when you get older. You have to keep it until then. That is a struggle.
Yes. I think this is the truth. Somebody said the shortcomings of the other is the sanctification process of ours have to become more patient. more empathic, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And what would you tell people why the Catholic faith is so beautiful for you?
Well, I have been in and around, from my age of 5, I have been around the church all the time. Because every day we were supposed to go to church, and we went to a Catholic school. There we had catechism taught every week or so, and we had exam in catechism in the 7th grade. And after that, of course not, but in the 7th grade we had to write an exam in catechism, and it was part of the system. Yeah, it was not something that I can't express. It was not something special to me, simply because Catholicism was part of us, and and quite natural, and we having born in it, okay, we are quite happy to be in it. I wouldn't want to change, but I respect all religions.
Sure,
I love all religions. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think we are
No.
This is the truth.
No, I mean, India that way is like, okay, Hinduism, if you see, 85% of the country is Hindu. They are very understanding. We live among them and there is no issue. I mean, there is something to learn from others. Okay, we have never been kind of, at least in the modern history, we have not been waging war against anyone as Catholics and things like that. But when Catholicism came to India, Christianity came to India Jesus Christ's time. It went to Kerala. Saint Thomas went there. Kerala, yeah. And I understand some other apostle had come also through the land into northern India, but I'm not very sure of that. But then later on it was Portuguese who came to Goa, and they are the ones, of course, they did commit atrocities or whatever. Yeah, they did. But the thing, and that is the reason why our ancestors ran away from Goa, because Portuguese were handling it quite badly. They I think for 200 years they had something called Inquisition. So that was something that made our ancestors run away from Goa to south to Mangalore.
And this is like Jesus said, who doesn't ever fall to pass stone, no?
Yeah.
It's like
but we are
quite, politics.
Get
some riches out of the people, no?
Yeah.
No, they fuse religion with politics to get
what they wanted to do was conquer that land.
Yes.
Because there was some Muslim ruler. Muslim ruler from neighboring area was troubling Goans. So another ruler or another army leader asked help of Portuguese navy to throw the guy out and liberate the people. So they did that jointly, and then they said, okay, we like this place, we are not going anywhere. Stay.
Yeah. So lovely Goa.
Yeah, Goa.
So you see the mixture of politics and religion.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose, different times, different things happen. So there is no need to be kind of angry about it. And, that has happened a long time ago.
And what would you say, what is the beauty of your Catholic faith? What do you like so much about it?
I mean, it is not very difficult to live in it. Yeah, I mean, okay, you need to do. I mean, at least you are taught initially. Okay, what is the right thing to do? What is not right thing to do? And through the what you call 10 commandments and things like that. And in general, also all kind of religions say something similar. So I mean, your definition is already in from the childhood.
And the difference is what we have a savior.
Yeah. And we can always go back and say, I mean, when you believe in God, you can always go back and say, okay, this is what I did and I have failed. Now you do something and rectify it. Yeah, it is your job now. And quite frankly,
Uh-huh.
I have so many examples in my life.
Yeah.
When I had this trouble, I couldn't handle it because it was not, I mean, it was beyond me.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is your job now, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
it has
trusted
happened.
him, and it happened. Wow.
Several instances I can say have happened.
It happened.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the beauty of our faith.
Yeah,
that we have
yeah.
somebody alongside
Yeah, yeah.
helping us on the way. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. And at the end, what would you tell people? Why come to Medjugorje one time?
I would say that, okay, you should go to Medjugorje, and okay, you should go at the right time. Quite actually, there's just no point in coming as a tourist and going back, which many times we do. Realize that you are going there to change yourself, and when you are ready, come there, and things then happen. Yeah. So basically, it is in you to utilize the situation and become a better person. It is not that from external source you become a better person. It has to come from within, that okay, now I want to change, I want help. So you come to Medjugorje, spend some time, and there are quite a few places where you can go. Nancy and Patrick are one of the examples here. Yeah.
How their life was a mess before.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So beautiful what you say.
Yeah.
And we take out of this interview that you had problems, like huge ones you couldn't handle, but God went through it with you.
Yeah.
And we are serving, God is our friend, like you said.
Yeah.
Frankly talk to him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you went to confession, no?
Yeah, after so many years.
Yes.
So,
And you are shining. That's Medjugorje. It makes you smile, no?
yeah.
Thank you so much for the beautiful interview.
Thank you very much. I don't know how